Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's live stream. Welcome. It's still quite loud, isn't it? Let me just mute it. There we go. Welcome to today's live stream. Today we're playing a brand new release game that gets released on the 17th of February 2024. It's called Edge of Reality, and this stream is proudly sponsored by, supported by, and supplied by the amazing people at Sometimes You. If you're watching me live right now on my Twitch channel, I want to say hi, how you doing? Thanks for watching. But if you're watching this back on my YouTube channel as a video replay, once again, hi, how's your dog? Thanks for watching. Now, it's never necessary, it's never asked for, but hey, if you like my channel, subscribe to my channels, like my videos, come visit me over on Twitch and Twitter. It's Marbrolay, M-A-R-B-R-O-L-A-Y. Why not? Now, let me tell you what this game's about. Welcome to the stream, Jericho. Jericho says, wow, the music is very cool. It is. It's Sunday afternoon here. We're doing a Sunday afternoon stream, Edge of Reality. Dan's life will never be the same after meeting the mysterious young lady. It seems that there can be no more boring professions in the world that are paralyzed in the pawn shop. But meeting with a mysterious young lady brings one such appraisal through a series of strange events, changing Dan's initial perspective about the craft. In this game, immerse yourself in an intricate story where dreams and reality are intertwined into a single whole, where at the same point reality itself may lose its stability. So the game features a non-linear progression and unexpected plot twists. Unique visual style, music written specially for the game, allows you to convoy the atmosphere. Edge of Reality is an interactive visual novel. The ending will depend on your choices. So it's got multiple endings. As I said, planned release is the 17th of February 2024, but the amazing people at Sometimes You have sent us the game earlier to stream for us fabulous viewers out there, so you can check out the game and get excited about it. It's a visual novel, adventure, supported language English, Spanish, French, Portuguese, and Russian. It's available for the Nintendo Switch, the PS4, the PS5, the Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X. Today, guys, I am playing on the Xbox Series X. And that's all I need to say about the game. I'm just going to turn my fan on because it's very humid and muggy here right now. So bear with me. There we go. Okay, Edge of Reality. Let's check out, just first of all, let's put on that beautiful music. It is loud, I gotta admit that, but it's still good. Gallery, you haven't unlocked anything because you haven't played the game before. So obviously, when we do, we're gonna unlock pictures, images. New game, let's do it. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone for calling past the live stream. Thank you. Wow, that's so loud. Well, hello. My personal nightmare. Kind of hard to read the text. It is kind of like washing away, getting blended with the background, but I'll do my best. The door behind it slams shut, creaking with the rusty hinges. I never liked this place. Everything here is so saturated with dust that it is difficult to breathe, and the measuring ticking of the clock gets on my nerves. One cup of coffee and the world will intimately become more beautiful. In the kitchen, nothing has changed since yesterday. There was an unfinished copy of The Old Curiosity Shop on the table. The mountain of coffee mugs did not wash itself in the sink. I've been thinking about hiring a cleaner for a long time, but I'm afraid that my landlord would not like the resultant delay in payment. But I do not have to spend the nights right here, and it is not the best prospect for the person allergic to old things. Sorry guys, I had to take before. After coffee, I took the tattered book and went to the workplace. I had a crazy idea to do with the cleaning, but my sleepy brain rejected the idea, like how my sister would undoubtedly reject the offer of the next boyfriend. But why did my sister not beg for this old pawn shop from grandfather? She loves junk so much. But my grandfather was a different opinion and believed that business management is a pure male affair. I could tell from his reaction whenever he would meet the current businesswoman. Sitting comfortably, I lazily opened the book, determined to finally read it, but someone rang the doorbell. Wow, that's so loud. I could turn it down, but I can't be bothered going back into the settings right now. Sorry, are you already open? Hi, yes, come in. The visitor was wrapped tightly and assured. Assured? I could not see her face under the hat, except for the tip of her nose, which she kept trying to hide from my eyes. It looked funny, a little silly even. But perhaps the girl has skin problems and thus doesn't want to show herself. The girl carefully approached closer. I want to hand over one thing. The stranger placed on the rack of a brooch made of dark stone with numerous specks of amber. It was the first time I saw such a skillfully crafted piece of jewelry, in the form of a spider with long pointed paws, which, it seemed, he himself could hang on his clothes. And how much do you rate it? This was partly a rhetorical question, but sometimes people, not knowing the value of the things they sold, called a ridiculous low amount, which I confessed was beneficial to me. Beneficial. Nothing. I just want to give it away. For free. Me, eh? But this is not just a trinket. In any case, this is your decision. Having estimated how much it can cost, I wrote in a thick, battered journal, brooch with a spider, and asked the girl to sign opposite. I went to the warehouse to fill the dustiest place for the jewel. While the girl was filling out the data, a small box was found from the brooch in one of the closets with jewelry. It would be better, miss, if you provide the full name, not just the initials. I do not have time to return to the counter before the stranger disappeared. In the open journal under today's date was the name's name lonely standing, Rose. At night, I could not sleep for a long time. I had a premonition of something bad. When fatigue nevertheless prevailed and my mind plunged into darkness, nothing could stop this nightmare. It was a strange dream. I clearly realized that everything around was unrealistic, but they did not diminish my fear. Scientists call these nightmares sleep paralysis. In it, a person feels like that is happening in a fabrication, usually a dream in a copy of reality. The one who has fallen asleep lies on the bed in his room, unable to move, watching himself from the side. They say this is a very scary dream. They can change a person, and he will remember for a long time the horror endured, fearing to fall asleep again. I felt sweat come from my forehead. I even saw it. My spirit had seemed to be just pushed out of my body. It was an unpleasant sensation. At first, nothing happened. It seemed like an eternity had passed when I noticed something dark in the corner of the room. At first, it looked like a shadow, then like a black smoke. Then the something took a humanoid shape. He was a tall man in a solid suit and tie. His face was still hidden by a dark veil. The impression was made that he did not have a face at all, only smoke that poured from his ears, nose, and eye sockets. An inexplicable panic began to seize me. I rushed to the corner of the corner, trying to get closer to the light, but all I found was darkness. Meanwhile, the man took out something from his bosom and dropped it to the floor. The only thing I saw was something that seemed like a spider heading towards my body. I looked at myself. I began to feel chills. Shadows lay under my eyes, and someone or something was draining all my strength like a gold. The spider slowly climbed to the head of the bed and stopped. Now I could see it better. It was a brush, and I had headed over to the pawn shop today, but alive, the stone spider trembled a little. The man grew agitated. The smoke became thicker. His hands clenched in a fist, and his back arched sharply. He tried to make a hint of the sound, but only wheezing came out. Then the shadow hit a nearby nightstand. The roar made the spider twitch, but no more. Furious, the shadow quickly escaped from the corner and hung over my body. Smoke filled almost the entire room. It became difficult to breathe and see. I wrenched in horror as the shadow made the spider move into stone legs. The bruise writhed in pain, but purposefully, I approached me. The spider climbed onto my chest and began to tear my pajamas shirt. But I could not do anything. A sense of hopelessness choked me. My skin was seared by cold, sharp pawns that scratched like blades. There was a smell of blood in the air. The bruise seemed to just dig into my flesh, trying to climb its way right into my heart. I twitched and wheezed, my face disordered by the grips of pain. Terrible pain. The burning feeling no longer resembled cold. It burned from the inside. I was dying. I was definitely dying. Well, that was a bit to read, wasn't it? In the morning, I had the whole world and obviously consequences of the nightmare. Now, it seems I had slept for 7 hours, but it feels like I had just slept for several kilometers. But a couple of coffees and I'm nearly back to good condition. A day passed and the whole imaginary happened with the whole brooch no longer worried me. As I said before, it's kind of hard to read, so you got to take your time. If I'm rushing through it, I kind of make mistakes, which I always do anyway. I'm Australian, so you got to forgive me there. I saw no more strange visitors in the pawn shop, and I must admit, I would have completely forgotten about the incident if not for one person who arrived today in the middle of the day. Then I will come on Monday, if you don't mind. Yes, of course. Do not forget about my recommendation. Bye. As I said, I didn't expect that the doorbell, and I kind of like jumped when it happened because it's quite loud. The client was about to leave as the bell tinkled at the door of the pawn shop. It looked like he's looked Dracula. It's Dracula. Hello. Would you do me a little favor? Before me, a handsome-looking man stood. He was very tall, so tall that I had to lift my head to look into the interlocuting eyes. He constantly tapped his fingers against the thin metal cane and squinted his eyes slightly throughout the conversation. Directly from his doorway, the man had evoked some respect. Greatness oozed from him. He was obviously some big shot in the town. He's Dracula, for God's sakes. He is. But what did his gentleman forget in such a place? You see, I'm looking for one very important thing. He handed me a sheet with a schematic drawing of a brooch with a suspicious familiar spider. Didn't get to read that. Let's go back. Can I go back? No, I don't. Yes, I have. Okay, so I missed that part. I do apologise. In very strange circumstances, I took a closer look at the man. His face seemed familiar to me, but I just could not remember where I'd seen him before. Then I want to buy it. But first, I should take a look at it if that doesn't bother you. I must be sure that this is the thing I need. No, I definitely saw him somewhere. Such an obvious smile would be hard to forget. But where? Okay, sit down for now and I will bring the brooch. The man headed for the free chair for visitors. I had to remember where I had put this little thing. I wonder why he needs this brooch. I think I pronounced that wrong, but forgive me, because I'm hopeless. This is clearly a feminine jewelry. The treasure box was found quite quickly. The man had only just managed to get comfortable when I returned. Here, you can see an exact copy of the picture. Great. You can't even imagine how grateful I am to you. Overjoyed, the gentleman laid aside the cane and carefully picked up the jewelry. The anticipated smile did not leave his face. I wanted to say that touching things were not allowed under the rules, but did not have time. I am ready to give you 15,000 for it. He got it for free. Good old Don. Don got it for free. Now he's going to get 15 grand. Will such a price suit you? The man had called such an enormous sum for such a trinket. Oh, if you get a chance, I'm going to ask for more. And if it seemed strange before, now it's even more suspicious. Of course, this is not my business, but I would like to know what is so valuable in this tiny brainchild of a drunk jury. Ask what this thing is. Ask nothing. Ooh, what do I do? I'm going to ask because I want to know. If it's not a secret, what is this thing? For a moment, the man's face contorted, as he did not like my question, but immediately became friendly again. Strange reaction in such an innocent question. Maybe he realized that I have lost by offering such a large sum, since I still do not know of its value. This brooch is one of the treasures that my beloved grandma left to me as an inheritance. But unfortunately, some of the jewelry was stolen, and now I'm looking for them all over the town. Apparently, the thief decided to sell them in the pawn shops to earn some money. Then why is this brooch given to me in exchange for nothing? The person who brought it to me did not look like a thief. I don't know about that. Why would you say that to him? Should have just said, "Here, give me the money." It doesn't concern you anyway, young man. I named the price, so would you like to kind to do your job? The harsh tone left no doubt this man was lying. But he was partly right because it is absolutely not my business. Yes, sell it. Sorry, the price quite suits me. Having paid, the man hastened to leave, leaving me alone. Hastened to leave, leaving me at a loss. I had the feeling that I had just made an irreparable mistake. Well, 15 grand's pretty good though. After the incident, I thought about it a lot. Despite his somewhat welcoming look and manners, the man had scared me. He certainly lied, but for what purpose? Maybe it was worth more. Maybe it was worth a lot more. The rest of the day I spent reading the book. Don't say I'm going to find the price of it in the book. There was almost no visitors and no strange events, like he comes across a book it's worth like 100. But as the sailors say, it was only the calm before a storm. God damn, that's loud. I need your help. The first client next morning was a pretty girl with a voice was familiar to me. The same stranger who gave me that brooch. Today the girl looked different. Her restless eyes expressed panic. Her breathing was sharp and the hastily laid hairstyle was devilish from running. She was clearly in a hurry here. How can I be of service? With a quick step, the girl went up to the counter, trying to calm down on the go, but in vain. Judging by the conversation would not begin soon, I offered the girl a glass of water. She did not refuse. Thank you. Take your time. Calm down and I will listen to you. Rose. That is how the girl introduced herself, drank a glass of water in a single gulp. Her hand, and with a roar, slammed it on the rack, almost breaking the glass substract, which I barely managed to remove. What is the matter with her? It looks like all the troubles would have just collapsed off her fragile shoulders. By the way, Rose was indeed a fragile girl. She was too thin, despite the fashion standards for a magnificent body in our time. She looked like a child, just as pretty and innocent, but with a tremendous power in her hands, as it was worth nothing. You owe me a helping hand. That brooch that I gave you the other day, is it still with you? Oh, please say it is so. The brooch again? What is it with that everyone needs it? This is a joke that's starting to bother me. But what do I answer with? Can I trust this Rose? I'm going to tell the truth. Yeah, might as well. I decided to be honest with the girl, although this was a disappointing her. No, I do not have it anymore. Yesterday, someone bought it, so I can't help you. She's going to be pissed. The girl's gaze was glazed. Her hands began to tremble. She seemed about to cry. That's the last thing I need. No! No, 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 no! Late. How could I be late? Rose said something else, but through her sobs, the words were impossible to make out. The girl, in despair, hid her head in her hands. It seems that this thing should not have been bought. But then why did I give it to him? Give it to me. Well, stop it. Why did you give it away since you did not want it to be broached to be in the wrong hands? Controlling her emotions, Rose tried to pull herself together, but her voice was still trembling. Was the buyer a tall, bearded man in a solid suit? Yes, your friend? No. It was supposed to get to anyone else but that person. But why? Doesn't matter. The only important thing is that the person cannot be trusted. I need to get it back at all costs. Help me, please. Please help me. You are the only one who has seen this person and survived. Dracula, told ya. I felt sorry for her. But what can I do? I am not a detective or an investigator that can scroll the town in search of a man. I'm just a pawn shop receiver and nothing more. Agree to help, reject to help. I'm gonna agree. I feel like an adventure. Okay, I will help you finding this person, but I cannot do much. First, you need to figure out where to look for him and... Okay, got an achievement. 60G, help mate. That's what it's called, help a mate. Just help mate. Without letting me finish, Rose leaned over the counter and hugged me tightly. Because of her impulse, I became speechless. The girl smelled of sweet perfume, and I felt my heart pounding in my temples, sorry, not temples. Thank you. I heard her sobbing. Trying to pull away as gently as possible, I broke out all of a sudden, hug. An embarrassed silence hugged between us. To smooth out our awkwardness, I went straight to the front door, explaining our next steps as I moved. Since we had such an urgent matter on our hands, then we should deal with it immediately. The rusty hinges of the door went reluctant to yield, but I managed to overpower them. My brain simply refused to think. And in order not to overload it even more, I methodically and after another closed numerous locks on the iron monster. What are you doing? I did not answer the question because the closed plate I had turned up already said a lot. I think there is enough business for today. Do you have some paper or a notebook? In your purse, maybe? Without waiting for an answer, I went into a makeshift kitchen arranged in the back room. Rose followed. Oddly enough, the paper in the purse was found. And not only paper. The girl excitedly dumped the contents of her bag onto a small table. Pens, magnifying glass, a book without identifying inscriptions, an ink well, and a pencil. The apostasy of us all, of course, was a small stack of paper. And how does it all fit in such a small space? It's one of those Harry Potter persons, like Hermione Granger has. Like, you know, you can put a whole heap of crap in there. It's got a never-ending bottom. Some secrets are best not to know. So they told you she's a witch. Where do we start? Is it worth considering that we could go? To begin with, I propose to go to the police station. I have a friend there who may know of strange events in the town. The bar was not looking for this little thing, you, miss, along with, I suppose? Let's be less formal, Dan. In this case, it's not important to stand on ceremony. I did not argue with Rose. For me, ceremonies are not the important. For example, someone like you, like my sister, the investigator brawler and conquest. Okay, Rose. Then look and listen. I need your opinion. Hey, still, the girl shoved me aside and buried herself in her recording. It amused me. She looked a little offended hedgehog. On the paper, inscription appeared in a beautiful rounded handwriting. Police station. But this is illogical. I couldn't get that at first. It only takes our precious time. We are looking for the man himself, but he would not go to where he could be revealed or recognized. This is too. Do you have any suggestions? Do you have other suggestions? What would you do in this place? I would have gone away from here. Northway Town, in the port town. It would sail away by ferry. No, he couldn't escape by water. Ferries do not go during low tide. It is too dangerous. The only quick way out of this town is by rail. Rose frowned for a long moment, pondering what I said. It was clear that she doesn't know the town. Okay, then we'd inspect the station. He could be seen there. For a moment, the girl thought when suddenly her face lit up. I remember this morning, Madame Dillon complained about the commandant that her apartment had been ruined by someone. She threatened to file a report with the police. The buyer could not have been found of which house I was staying in and tried to steal the brooch. Write it down. But this is not enough. What else could he do? What else could he go? Maybe you have an abandoned buildings, a forest, a river in the town or somewhere near it. He's Dracula. He just turned to a bat and flew away, girl. After the words of Rose, I thought we had abandoned places, but they are guarded and people often pass by them. There was no river outside of the town. Only the bay where the port was located. But the forest was such the place was easy to get lost in. Consisting mainly of tall, conspicuous trees growing very densely, it was surrounded in black darkness, which caused horror in the non-superstition people. I'm struggling right now, sorry. I was there only once, when the grandfather and my sister went looking for mushrooms. Oh, mushrooms. Outside the town, there is a forest. He could take refuge there. Great. Then let's check out the forest. But which of these places should we visit first? I think we'll go around the town first. I don't really want to go to the forest. They say that someone had already gotten lost there. We'll go there last. God, it's hard to read. Rose looked at me disapprovingly, but said nothing. Okay, so we've got a map. Police station? Police station's 1. Let's go there. Our first choice fell on the police station, where I was hoping to meet an old friend, with whom had once studied together. Not to say that the relations were close, but they could be called friendly. You see, this is the most positive person I know. You would definitely like it. Once, when my company and I had Once, when my company and I had a fight with another faculty, he had a noisy party where he gathered everyone. We settled all the conflicts peacefully. I wish you saw their faces when we knew they were there. I'll remember the faces forever. I'll remember those faces forever. Apparently, he really is a good person, but what made him go to work for police? Oh, his unburdened thirst for justice. But alas, he is too soft for the harsh policeman, although himself will never admit it. It would be interesting to learn something about Rose's school years, but I could not foresee her reaction. Ask nothing. I do not think that Rose would like to delve into the details of her life. Not all memories are joyful. The police station met with its cordiality. People ran past, someone even nearly knocked me down. Everywhere there was an unprecedented noise and din, and stacks of papers and documents were scattered wherever possible. Panic reigned here. The soundtrack in the background's getting louder, but see how it didn't stop, it just went straight into a different track? Kind of threw me. What happened here? Silence was the answer. The last time I was here, the picture was different. It seemed the laziness itself settled in this place. But we really needed to know about what happened. Making my way through the chaos surrounding us, I noticed that every employee who ran by hand had a newspaper in their hands. Sometimes not just one. The cherished door was closed, but before I could knock, it swung open to me. Dan? Okay, got another achievement, 60 Gs. John. The achievement's called John. Obviously, we just have to meet John. Unexpected meeting me here. I hope you came here yourself and were not delivered in the police car. I came here by myself. I have a business for you, John. Then come in. Always glad to meet dear guests. And for God's sakes, Dan, introduce me, finally, to your companion. I am bursting with curiosity. We went into the office, extremely similar to the previous one, only tidier. Unlike the other rooms, it was quiet here. Unbearably quiet. John, this is Rose. Rose, this is John. John, we have a problem. John greeted Rose with a joking bow, and in a blink of the eye became serious. Always at your service. What's the problem? We need to find one person. It's a very urgent. Your friend? Has he gone missing? It is better not to be friends with such people. The man came to my pawn shop yesterday and bought a thing that should not have come into his hands. Only I saw him. We have neither a name nor an important nor other information about him. I don't see anything illegal. The thing is he bought it is now his. The fact is that something imperishable can happen because of this thing, and the buyer knows how to use it. You could say he bought a massive weapon. I was no less surprised than John. Such a power in such a tiny little thing. Didn't know that was handed me a bomb. This is not a bomb. And what then? The girl hesitated. She clearly did not want to reveal her secrets, but our eyes expressed persistent curiosity. This is a very powerful time bomb. Very funny, Rose. So what did this man look like? Still think about Rose's unsuccessful joke. I told John everything inside out. Usual features, the ability to talk to a person, how it failed. That is amazing. Most likely, he was a stranger and is not in this database. But this is very similar to the case that we are now investigating a whole department. As you may have noticed, no one is sitting idle. What case? 2 days ago, someone sneaked into the museum, into the hall with a precious jewelry. The alarm went off, but he managed to leave, but left a message on one of the walls, over which he best linguished a disciples of the town is still struggling to decode. You can go there and ask the guard on duty. Officially, of course, he is not obliged to tell anything, but he is rather talkative. But is it true that he does not like the press? John gave us a newspaper, on the front page of which he had a huge article about our mysterious robber. This is what we need. Thank you. She joyfully shook hands with John and flew at the office with the newspaper in her hands. I don't know what she got involved in, but I think this may have got him hurt. Hold it, I confess it later. I'll confess it later. John handed me a gun with its hilt forward. What? John handed me a gun with his hilt forward. Don't be afraid. That bully apparently was a joker. Instead of cartridges inside the gun were rubber shells. Can you imagine? You cannot kill in such a way unless you shoot someone close to the eye, but you can neutralize somebody for a while. It's a very unpleasant sensation getting shot by rubber shells. There are a few shells. If something happens all of a sudden, shoot and run. Just some friendly advice. Oh yes. What a weird girl. Do you know if she's local? I do not advise, friend. She is not your type. Who needs a quirky girl? John said nothing else, only smiled slyly and, patting my shoulder, left the office. Perplexed, I went after Rose. And on that note, guys, we're going to save it up. Don't know how to save. It's not working. I think we have to go to... I think we have to go to the museum real quick. And then save it somehow. There we go. Save. There. And then we can go back to main menu. Yes. Okay, guys, that's Edge of Reality, brought to us today by the amazing people at Sometimes You. I love that name. It doesn't get old. Sometimes You. What do we think about this game? Storyline, kind of like a detective mystery. Kind of like it. I still think they got this Dracula, so we're going to be... He's kind of like a Dracula-looking fella, but yeah, something's going on with this spider jury that no one knows. And it's... Obviously, he's the same guy that was in the museum, but he was stealing things, and then he comes to a pawn shop and buys it for thousands of dollars, which is, it's got an intriguing storyline. Visualization, the art is good, the drawings are quite good, like that. Soundtrack is loud, in your face. I have turned it down, but still in your face, and it's good. Like the soundtrack right now, it's awesome. Like it's really, really nice. It's written specially just for this game, so I shouldn't get any YouTube or Twitch notifications saying it's been censored, because this is just for this game only. So touch wood. I'll be right there. But the soundtrack's great. However, I do find the soundtrack, it just, instead of stopping and starting a new one, it just continues straight into a different soundtrack, which could have been nicer just to like maybe not blend it, because some of the soundtrack sounds a bit different. I just noticed it, and it just bugged me a little bit, but that's not a big thing. Gameplay-wise, it is a visual novel, so I'm just pressing one button. It doesn't really need much controllers. I didn't find any bugs or glitches in the game. However, I do notice that the text on the main text to read is kind of hard on a white background. Kind of hard. Maybe not for everyone. Some people might notice that it's easy to read or not have the same problem I have, but I've just noticed it was just a little bit harder to read than most visual novels. But not a bad thing. So overall, the Marble Relay Mini Indie Game Review, Edge of Reality, going to give a 7 out of 10. Decent visual novel, decent storyline, text a little bit hard to read, but if you're into visual novels, this one's quite intriguing. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone for calling past the live stream today on Twitch. Thank you. If you're watching this back on my YouTube channel, guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Come visit me over on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. That's Marbrolay, MARBROLAY. Why not? Big shout out to Sometimes You for sending me this game. Once again, 17th of February 2024, it gets released. Thank everyone for calling past the live stream today. Thank you. Make sure you take care of yourselves and one you love. Don't forget to feed your pets. And remember, the name's Marbrolay. Say hi to your dog for me. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.